We can all be naive to a situation. We can all be naive to things. When we haven't learned new skills, we might not have the ability to do so, even if we have the natural talent. However, when it comes to narcissistic individuals, these people will often feign ignorance to manipulate situations so that they can avoid accountability and control interactions to go in their favour. Feigned ignorance is when someone pretends to lack the knowledge or the understanding of a situation to manipulate, to avoid responsibility or gain advantage over a situation. There are lots of different occasions when a narcissistic individual will feign ignorance, and one of the first of these is when they're looking to avoid taking responsibility for their behaviour. When confronted with their mistakes or their bad behaviour, narcissistic individuals will often pretend to not understand what they did wrong so that they can evade taking any blame. They use feigned ignorance to manipulate conversations. A narcissist might act as if they don't understand a point or a question, so that the narcissist can derail a conversation or simply frustrate the other person and gain a reaction so that they can twist it onto the other person. A narcissist wants to convince you that your emotional reactions to their actions are the problem, to distract you from the fact that without their actions you wouldn't be having those emotional reactions. They use that feigned ignorance to dodge any form of commitments. Narcissists might simply pretend to forget or be unaware of a commitment or a promise that they once made to you to avoid fulfilling them. They will go all out to gaslight you and just simply claim that, I never said that, you must be imagining things. They will use that feigned ignorance to minimise other people's feelings. So a narcissistic individual will feign ignorance when somebody is upset, pretend not to know, thereby invalidating the person's feelings to avoid dealing with the issue. And as they lack the empathy, sometimes this ignorance is real. Because they lack the empathy, they will gaslight and accuse you of being too sensitive because they simply do not care. They will use feigned ignorance to gain sympathy. Narcissistic individuals can act as though they don't know how to do something or they're incapable of doing something in order to receive attention, help or sympathy and support from others. They will use feigned ignorance to test other people's boundaries by pretending to not understand the social norms, not understand your no. A narcissist can push you to the limits and beyond to see just how much they can get away with while maintaining that sort of plausible deniability. Narcissistic individuals will use feigned ignorance to hide manipulative intent. When their manipulative tactics are exposed in some way, narcissists might go all out to feign that ignorance about their actions or about their intentions to maintain a facade of who they are selling themselves to be, to avoid any repercussions, to avoid any consequences for their actions. Feigning ignorance allows a narcissistic individual to manipulate people and situations covertly, subtly, so that they can maintain control of the situation and avoid any sort of accountability, avoid any consequences for their actions.